Okay, tonight we're going to talk about an 8-step pattern for success. It's the same pattern that I have used for years. It's the pattern that many people have used to make literally millions of dollars. And again, before I get too much into the pattern, I'll make sure I want to do the old disclaimer that this is not a guarantee of income. This is just an example of income based on our comp plan. Your success will be dependent upon what you do, and there is no purchase requirement to become an IBO. So let's take a little look at this 8-step pattern. The first one is identify your dream. Now we're going to get into each one of these steps a little bit more in depth. The second one is set some goals. The next one is make some commitments. The next step is develop a list. The fifth step is contact the list with a sense of urgency, which is going to be based on your goal. The sixth step is invite qualified prospects to view the overview. Step 7 is to follow up with all prospects that viewed the overview and make a deal with them. And then step 8 is teach the pattern to all the people who made a deal with you. So that's just how simple this pattern is. And again, what I want to do is let me get right into the details of it. So I'm going to kind of do this on the board so you can all follow along with me. And again, I want to welcome everybody. I see we got a bunch of people on board. Glad to see us. Hey, Marlon, Francis. I see Tabitha, Angela, Corey, Stan, Paula, Carmen, Sam. Glad to have you guys on board. And again, this will be posted in your back office so you can view it. But this 8-step pattern, the first step of the pattern is identify your dream. And this pattern is actually a cycle of activity where one step leads to the next step. So if ever you find yourself stalled or you're stagnant or you're frustrated, what you do is you're going to go back to this pattern and you'll see which step of the pattern that you got stuck at, and then realize it was the previous step that you need to go back to. And so, and again, the foundation is the dream. And so, if you find yourself completely stagnant and you don't have any goals, well, go back to the dream. And what I like to do, and again, in your back office, you'll see a little chart here. This is basically it's just 4 legs, 20 deep, talking about making $1,000 a month, 4,000 a month, $15,000 a month, $50,000 a month. Go ahead and print that chart off, and just write down things in those boxes that you would do with that extra money, and then that becomes the platform that that you can go back to all the time and visualize yourself in ownership of those dreams, see yourself in possession of them, do first person present tense affirmations, and then immediately follow up anytime you visualize and affirm with an act, and that action towards that dream will build the subconscious belief that that dream is real for you, and it will basically give you the path to attainment. So the first step is identify the dream, and go back and what would an extra $1,000 a month do for you? What would $4,000 a month for you do? Write these things down and really make it vivid in your mind. The second step of the pattern is set some goals. And again, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this little chart right here, and I want you to kind of look at this top part. You see there's 4 legs, 5 deep. There's 20 spots to fill. When you got those 20 spots filled, you're going to make $1,000 a month. Again, no income guarantee, just an example of income based on the comp plan. But the first goal you want to look at, obviously, you fill the chart, you get all four legs 20 deep. You're looking at $50,000 a month, and you can do the math of this. You can calculate this out. You got 80 spots. You can figure out if you want to get it done in a year. How much. How many days you got to fill people. But your business will be built based upon this first series of 20 spots. So the first goal you want to set is to fill that 4 legs, 5 deep, or fill those 20 spots, because that team of 20 will make you $1,000 a month. And then you pick the date you want to accomplish that. See, a goal is nothing more than a spot to focus on and a date that's attached to it. Okay, so the goal is to get those 20 spots filled. And again, some of the I call it the mental gymnastics that we do to kind of keep us moving in the right direction is don't just look at what you're going to get when you get $1,000. Look at that as a reward for filling those 4 columns. But look at all the dreams. Look at that $50,000 list of things that you've got, and visualize yourself. Hey, listen, all I got to do is fill those 20 spots, and that dream is going to be mine. So let the motivation to do the work be based upon the big dreams, not the reward dreams. the $1,000 is a reward dream. A $50,000 a month income, that's take your breath away dreams. This is the motivation dream. This is the reward dream. Stay focused, stay motivated about the big dream. Set the goals, bring it down to bite-sized pieces. And let's say, hey, listen, we'd like to get this whole sheet filled in a year. Well, that means you got 90 days to fill this top section. So that means about every 4 or 5 days you got to put up a person in. So you got a year to fill the whole board, and you got 3 months to fill the top section, and then you bring that goal down. Hey, I got 5 days to get this first spot, this spot right here. Okay, and so now you got a goal set, and then the next thing is you got to make some commitments, and be specific with your commitments. You need to commit both your time and your money. And the commitments that I kind of tell people, hey, listen, be committed to work maybe an hour a day, 5 days a week. Put that kind of time in to build your business. And then you also need to be committed to money. I tell people you need to commit to $75 a month on products, and you need to commit to $100 a month on the marketing system that can help you generate qualified prospects. And so that's the financial commitment. And then so you got $100 a month on the marketing side and $75 a month on the product side. So now you got your dream identified, you got your goal set, and now you got your commitments, both your time and money. And let me write that down. So then you got your commitment, both time and money. Then the next step is you need to develop a list of names. Now, here's why I believe it's so important to have a good marketing system that incorporates a list broker system that can help you generate qualified prospects on demand. Because the number one reason people struggle in building a home-based business is they don't feel they have the capacity to generate enough traffic that will convert into buying customers that will in turn then duplicate what they do. And so the marketing system that we partnered up with and brought into the ICB mix, which is a list broker, allows you to develop basically qualified prospects on demand. But the list doesn't just mean you're going to use the list broker. You need to meet people on a daily basis. I've met a whole bunch of people today. In fact, I probably got 15, 20 cards of people I met today. I have a blog that I posted. I get organic traffic from. So the purpose of the list is to give you enough confidence that you can accomplish the goal, which is to fill those 20 spots within 90 days. And so the list broker that gives you 100 qualified prospects every month, and that your confidence goes up, the ability to go off and meet people. In fact, as I talked to a couple of people today who they're independent business owners, they run small businesses, they're struggling, they're working around the clock, they can't afford the employees, and so just it's tough. Okay, and so they're giving me all this information. Their name goes on the list. Okay, then after the name goes on the list, the next thing you want to do is you want to contact the list, okay, with a sense of urgency based on your goal. Okay, based on your goal. In other words, if you've got a goal set to fill all 20 spots within the next 90 days, that means you got to get this spot filled in the next 5 days. So I'm contacting, everybody I contact is to fill that one specific spot. I got blinders on. I'm contacting with a specific intent to fill that one spot. I got to get it done in 5 days. And so it makes it really easy when I talk with people. So, for example, the list that I get from the list broker, I call the people up and I say, hey, my name's Jeff. You don't know me from a hill of beans. Let me tell you why I'm calling. I got your name, from a list broker who said, you're looking for a way to make money from home. I guess I'm just calling to find out and see if you're still looking. And if they say, well, yeah, I'm still looking, what do you got? And I say, well, we got an end user link system. It's kind of cool. We contract with manufacturers, formulators, and vendors, and we bypass the channels. And then what we do is, we basically, we make the money off what people buy, and we present you with a qualified list every month. So basically you just do what I'm doing. Does that sound like something, you might, be interested to know more about? And if they say yes, well, here's the deal. I'm looking to fill one position and I got 5 days to fill that position. So what I'm going to do, if you're really looking, I need to find out quickly if you're my guy or not. And if you are my guy, the program or my girl, the program I'm putting together can put $1,000 a month in your pocket within the next 2 or 3 months and basically make more money than part-time that you're making full-time, and probably then some within a year. Just hold it 1 second, guys. I'm going to mute out the call here.
All callers are muted and may unmute themselves by pressing *6.
So what happens is when I'm contacting with a sense of urgency based on my goal, okay, I am the one in charge. Okay, I'm looking. I tell them right up front, I got to make a decision in 5 days. So what I'm going to do is, so what happens is, if you pictures, I'm contacted with an intent to sort, with a sense of urgency. Okay, I separate the contact from the invite. Okay, so when I find a person that says, well, yeah, I'm open to see what you got, then here's what I do. Then I go ahead and I send them to the overview. Okay, I send them to a presentation, and kind of what we posted one of our live broadcasts on the website. So if you look at the the opportunity section underneath the first tab of the opportunity section, you see it says live broadcast. I just basically send people that replicated page. Say, hey, well, it's about a 10-minute presentation. It kind of goes through what we're doing, get through it. And if you like what you see and you'd like to partner up with us, and so we can put $1,000 a month in your pocket and 4,000 and 10,000 and more, take it for a test drive for $6. Then I send them to that website so they can see the overview. Okay. Then after they see the overview, then I follow up with everybody that's seen the overview. Everybody that I sent there, I follow up with them. Okay, I follow up to basically do one thing, and I call it to make a deal with them. I follow up with them to see if they're willing to partner with me. You see, what I don't do is I don't sell anybody on getting in. Okay, I partner with people. I help people get things. I don't sell people on something. I don't sell people things. I help people get things. So when I contact them with a specific intent, a sense of urgency, I send them to the overview, and then I follow up with them to see if they'll make a deal with me. Okay, and my deal is quite simply this. I'm looking for a person, and I got to find them within 5 days who will want to work with me so I can work with them, so I can help them fill this chart in the next 60, 90 days. In that first section, who can fill this whole page in the next year. We're talking about a major income. And I'll take my time, I'll take my money, I'll take my resources, I'll take all of my expertise to help you get that done if you'll just do 3 things. Number 1, follow the pattern that we have. Number 2, plug into the system that we've got. And the system is simply this. Every Tuesday night, we do about a half-hour presentation. Plug into that presentation, listen to positive audios on a regular basis, read positive books on a regular basis. And then the third thing is, commit to spend $75 a month on the products. And so if they'll follow a pattern, plug in a system, and commit to the products, I partner with them to help them fill this whole chart. I go to work with it. I mean, I will physically drive this leg all 20 levels deep. Okay, I will do that work. I will commit to them. I will do whatever I've got to do if they'll commit, to the pattern. Okay, and they'll commit to following the system, and they'll commit to the products. I'm committed to help them fill that chart. And if they say, oh, I need to think about it, I say, no problem. Take this at a pace you're comfortable with. They just don't occupy one of those 20 spots. Now, you think about this. Okay, we will provide you with a credible list of names every month. Okay, I'm going to partner with you. What does that mean? That means here you are. You say, okay, here you are. You say, okay, I want to follow your pattern. You go off, you find the first person, and you say, let's make a deal. And they say, you've got a deal. And now you have the skill set to do this because you just got them in. As long as this person is following the pattern, plugging into the system, committing to the products, here's what you do. You will see to it that you help that person drive that leg deep. Even if these people are going to be coming from your list. Even if these people are coming from the list broker's list that they gave you, and pick up the phone because you're driving this leg down. And we know this, by the time that leg is 5 deep, you're going to have one of those people who will be ready to do it now. See, each one of these people are doing $75 a month. Each one of these people are on a $100 a month list broker program. Each one of these people are listening to positive audios on a daily basis, reading positive books on a daily basis, or plugging into the weekly seminar, okay, this training broadcast. Each one of these people are following the pattern, plugging in the system, and committing to the products, and you're driving depth down. And by the time you got up 5 deep, remember, every one of these people said yes. These are not people, oh, I need to think about it. These are not people who just came in for the $6. These are all people who said yes to the deal. Out of these 5 people, you'll find one of them will go now, one of them will go later, 2 will watch, and 1 never will. So as you drive that tap route down, you're looking for the now. You're looking for the one that's going to duplicate you now. Now, how do you know when they're duplicating you now? Because here you are, you're driving this leg down. What if this is your now? What if this is the one who goes off and does it now? How do we know they're now? Because they'll start going off and they'll take their second leg and they'll start driving their second leg. As soon as they got their second leg 3 deep, you now got a person that can partner you driving that taproot down. And all of a sudden what happens, you just, now it's you and this person driving this taproot down. All of a sudden this is the next person that pops up and goes now. How do you know they're now? Because they've got a leg that they've driven 3 deep. Now there's you, this person all driving this taproot down. All of a sudden this person pops up and they drive a leg 3 deep. Now this person, and this person are now driving the taproot down, and you don't have to do it anymore. So you want to know how you fill this chart in a year? You go get one person. You picked, I mean, if you want to do it in a year, you get one person in the next 5 days that says, let's make a deal. And then when you get them, you then teach them this pattern. When they say, let's make a deal, you partner with them, you teach them this pattern. How do you teach them this pattern? You teach them this pattern by what you do. You teach them this pattern because if someone says, oh yeah, I really want this to do, can you help me? Can you call this person for me? Can you help me get this person? Here's what you got to stick to your guns. You got to say, hey, are you following the pattern? Okay. Have you got a dream? Have you got a goal? Got a commitment? You got a list? Have you contact with a sense of urgency? Did you send to the overview? Did you follow up with the people who've seen the overview and to get a let's make a deal? And then did you teach this pattern to everybody? If they say yes, okay. Now what that means is, they're on the $100 list broker program. That means they're following this to a T. That means they've got their dreams written down. That means they're filling out their chart. That means they're contacting with a sense of urgency. It means they're meeting people on a regular basis. They're focused on filling their board. They're focused on getting those 80 spots filled as fast as they possibly can. And then they listen to positive audios on a daily basis. They read positive books on a daily basis, and they don't miss the Tuesday night training. Okay, and then they spend $75 a month of our products. When you start to understand that, this gets fun. Because if somebody says, well, no, I need you to help me, but I can't afford the products right now. I need you to help me, but I really can't afford to participate with the list broker program. You said, that's not a problem. When you're ready, let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you. But you cannot afford to help somebody who's not a yes. Because if you do this with all maybes, you do this with all laters, you will drive yourself crazy. You'll work way too hard. You won't get any duplication. And what happens all of a sudden is you're going to find out that, hey, this is no fun because I'm doing all the work and nobody's doing nothing. So when I partner with somebody, it's a partnership. They're spending $100 on the list broker. By the way, somebody said, well, that's a lot of money to spend every month. You want to know something? Back in the old days, before we had video broadcasts like this, before we had the ability to download videos on the web and to get all the positive things and stuff on the web, I would be, Monday night, I'd be in Minneapolis doing a presentation. I had to spend the gas to go to Minneapolis. And when the presentation was done, I had to pass out, audio tapes to people, CDs to people. Okay. When they got done seeing a presentation, I had to give them a first night pack. I spent literally hundreds of dollars every night passing stuff out to people who were prospects who looked at this. Then after they got in, then I had to give them advertising packs that they could pass out to people. And so they could go off and get some interest. So I could come back next Monday and, show their prospects and give another couple $100 worth of, tapes and books away. So I could come back the next week and give another couple $100 worth of tapes and books away. And then I did the same thing in Green Bay on Tuesday, the same thing in Chicago on Wednesday, the same thing in Kansas City on Thursday. And so as I was driving my taproots down, yeah, sure, we made 7 figures in the business, but we spent so much time, so much money trying to motivate people to get them growing that all of a sudden I realized when nobody else could do what I was doing because nobody could afford it. So when somebody says, hey, listen, we'll give you 100 qualified prospects every month for $100. Okay, $100. You realize that was more than that's less I spent in one night going off and doing a meeting someplace. Okay, so I said, man, that's pretty cool. And then we said, follow the pattern or plug in the system. The system is you can sit in front of your computer and spend a half hour going through the training. Anybody can do that. You can download the audios. You can read books. Okay, from the web. You don't need to spend any money. All that stuff is available. And then as far as products, $75 a month worth of stuff. So when you start to think about it, this is a pretty good deal. If you get a dream to knock down $1,000 a month, $4,000 a month, $15,000 a month, $50,000 a month, would you be willing to spend $100 a month on a list broker program? Would you be willing to follow this real simple 8-step pattern? Would you be willing to plug into our system? Go to the half-hour training broadcast Tuesday night, listen to audios, read books. Would you be willing to do that? Would you be willing to spend $75 a month? If you will, then I'll partner with you, and then you occupy one of my spots. Boom, you're right there. Now I got a goal. My goal is I want to get that spot filled next. Okay, so I want to get that spot. Then I'm going to get another one for me. Then when that person says, let's make a deal, I want to get that one. Then I want to help that person get that one. Then I want to get that one there. My goal is to fill this section as fast as I possibly can with yeses. Fill them with let's make a deal people. Not with people who just want to test it. Not with just people who want to poke it with a stick. I get a kick out of the people who get involved in this industry, and all they do is they recruit. All they do is sell. They're just looking to make front-end money to get people in, front-end money to get people in, front-end money to get people in. You know what? I was able to create a $1 million business by building depth. One of my good buddies created a $1 million business. He only personally sponsored 15 people. But he drove 6 legs deep. Would you be willing to drive 4 legs 20 deep if you can make $500,000 a year? No income guarantee, just an example of income based on the comp plan. But would you be willing to do that? And you know what? If you sit with people, say, hey, I'll take my time, I'll take my money, I'll take my resources, I'll help you build a business that can get your dreams. If you follow this pattern, you plug into the system, and you commit to the products. Do we have a deal? And if they say, I need to think about it, I say, great, you think about it. Do not try to sell them on a yes. You say, just think about it. And if you're ready to pull the trigger and give it a shot, then call me. I'm here for you. I will help you. But for you to expect me to help you, you have to do this. You have to follow the pattern. You have to plug into the system, and you got to commit to the products. Now, this is how I do it. You don't have to do it as I do it, but trust me, I've seen people. I got people that put in 30, 40, 50, 100. I got one person put in over 200 personals. I mean, it takes a lot of work to put 200. Guys, this is 80 spots to fill. What would you rather do? Put in 200 personals and find yourself out spinning plates? If you just recruiting, all you're doing is sponsoring, trying to make front end money. You're putting them in and you're spinning the plate, and then you put another one and you spin a plate. Then pretty soon this person starts to complain. So you got to go spin that plate, get that plate going, and then you got to spin this plate. Then you put another plate in. Pretty soon you can't keep the plates all going. They all start crashing and burning. When you drive it down deep, when you build an organization deep, it sustains, it grows, it starts to duplicate because you get a pattern that everybody's focused on driving depth. Every one of these people in this whole line of sponsorship, everyone has the same goal. They want to get 3 builders driving that leg down, 3 builders driving that leg down. You know, when you got 3 builders driving each one of these legs down, those 4 legs will keep growing almost indefinitely without you because everybody's got the same goal. Everybody's drive that taproot down, looking for people who will duplicate what I do. What do? Drive the taproot. When this person puts 3, they duplicate. This person puts 3, they duplicate. Do not have anybody help you drive that taproot down until they first have proven to you they know how to build depth. And they cannot prove to you that they know how to build depth until they have driven a leg 3 deep by themselves. This pattern is simple. This pattern has put in millions and millions and millions of people in this industry. This pattern has made people multi-millionaires. The pattern works. It's a cycle of activity. One step goes to the next, goes to the next. If you find yourself someplace within here stuck, go back to the previous step, and that's the spot you need to work on. If you're not contacting anybody, go back to your list. Okay? If you don't have a list, well, go back to your commitment. If you're not really committing anything, go back to your goal. If you don't really have a goal, go back to your dream. Fact is, if you're completely stuck, always go back to the dream, visualize and make affirmations, first person, present tense, and then pick up the phone, go call somebody, do something to move you towards that objective so you can tell your subconscious mind it's real. Set the goals. The goals is simply this: fill the board. Fill the board. That's all you got to do. That's your goal. Fill the board. Pick the date. If it's a year, then guess what? We got 3 months to get this, 6 here, 9 here, and 12 here. And everybody can do this. And obviously, I'm not making any income guarantees. I want nobody to have any unrealistic expectations. This is hard. This is not easy, but it is well worth it. But you know what's even harder? Harder is actually prospecting people, getting on the phone, trying to talk them into buying something. Because what happens is they sense you're trying to sell them. When I'm done with somebody, they know I'm not trying to sell them. They know I'm partnering with them to help them get their dreams. I'm looking to fill a position in my company. I've got a board of directors I'm filling. I want to find out, do they fit that spot? If they fit that spot, I'll partner with them and I'll teach them everything I know. Guys, I got 7:25. I like to keep these training sessions to 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes we get a little bit more than this, but this pattern works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8-step pattern has worked. It has worked. I learned this from a guy who has literally put in millions and millions and millions of does billions of dollars of business every year. Okay, billions, and the guy does not work anymore, and his business just keeps growing and growing and growing because everybody who gets in has got the same goal, and that's to drive depth, to find duplication, to teach the power of 3. Because a triple braided cord is very hard to be broken. And when you teach this principle, this person now wants to drive it deep enough so that person's got 3 people driving it down, and once that person has get this leg 3 deep, they don't have to work. This person's not motivated about driving the leg down, so they got 3 people driving it. Everybody is focused on building it in 3s. 3 deep, drive it deep, looking for 3s, duplicate the process, 4 legs, 20 deep will change your life. Hey guys, this recording will be in the back office, and again, I'm going to go ahead and close her down.